Well, good evening and welcome to Conversations with Aeson. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. This has been a really busy day for me. I've actually, spent some time getting some writing done, getting things in order, and moving along. Was actually running a little late this evening, but that's okay. Tonight we're talking about relationships because, it used to be that relationships came in a single package. Standard package, everything just fit in the little box, and if it didn't fit in the box, it wasn't a relationship. Well, that's not the case anymore. Relationships in themselves come in every shape, size, and sometimes even colors. There's been some new types of relationships popping up and building, and one of them being, the friends with benefits situation. That one was a really new one. Because, you have it's kind of like that mid-ground. You're your friends, but you take the benefits. Because here it is with, the benefits being the physical intimacy, maybe the closeness and the communication that you're looking at the relationship, but you're not really ready to test it out. And, when that occurs, a lot of people get really confused because it's like, well, owning paying a rent on a place, but only living in the kitchen. It can be a good thing for people that are just in that moving stage, when they're just not really ready for the full commitment of a relationship, but they don't just want to hook up and date around. They'll have a friends with benefits situation, which is cute, And, that's been going on for a while now. They used to say sailors had ladies in every port. Well, now they say sailors got friends in every port. So that's one type of relationship that's kind of okay. It's not my cup of tea, but you know what? If it's yours, great. If it works for you, wonderful. Looking back through history, there's always been those interludes, and we all hear about these. Well, did you hear about such and such and all that? Yeah. Well, now they're called friends with benefits, and that's real cute. And then you have dating, and not a lot of people do dating anymore. It really surprises me. They just don't date. Dating is my way of taking applications for the employment of that position in my life. And, I'm kind of an old-fashioned person. I like to have coffee dates and lunch dates and enjoy dinners and get to know the person. And a lot of people do that standardly. They like the date. They'll maybe date for, 5-6 months before they'll say they're in a relationship. But it's like, 2 dates and we're boyfriend and girlfriend. No, you're still dating. You don't even know his middle name or what his mother's favorite food is. You're still dating. And that goes on for a while. But, dating takes different stages. It used to call it going steady. Now they're calling it exclusive. Which I guess is okay if you want to say that you're exclusive, but really you're not. You're not exclusive. You haven't owned the title to the car yet. When you go to an exclusive relationship, for me and my viewpoint of it, that means you're not entertaining any more applicants. You've got them on probation to see if they're going to fit into your life. And it's that probationary period, and there's no time period on that. People can be dating for 11 years if they just remember which night's Friday and when to pick them up. And I think that's okay. I think people get into a rush whenever they're doing that, just the dating phase, to move for that exclusive phase, and they miss those many little steps of having an hour-long conversation and a meal, of spending time enjoying activities, and not looking to get anything out of it more than just the time with the person and getting comfortable. Because, they'll go into exclusiveness or going steady or, stuff, and it's like they don't realize that the person is this way and prefers things to be done this way. And then you get this big old argument. Now, who's on your Facebook? I don't know. Who's on yours? Why'd you like that post? And it's like, it's Facebook. Get over it. It's not life. Because, it's basically glancing at something and moving on when someone likes something. Lord knows if people saw, looked at all the stuff I like on Facebook, they think I'm such a bitch. And granted, I do own that title, but that's just because of how I am in business. And then, you have different styles of relationships after you go into that exclusive phase. Sometimes you'll have exclusively open. Exclusively open means that you'll do dinner and entertain and party with other people, but you don't keep them around. Or you may be exclusive with multiple people. And that's okay. Polyamory is interesting. It's, been around for about 30 years, probably more than before. I mean, they started slapping Post-it notes all over everything, and that just drives me batty. But polyamory is when you're dating multiple people exclusively, and everybody's equal, and everybody knows about everybody. And sometimes you make agreements that, you don't know the details, but you know the people, or you don't meet the people, or whatever. And that works. I mean, society has been doing that for centuries when you really look at it. When there has been times of crisis or times of war or times when, families were left without, the other part of the family and couldn't operate in society. And I hear people get so bent out of shape when they that, and it's like, no, why get bent out of shape? Because that person and that person and that person's dating. Are you jealous? Or is it just because it's so complicated you can't fascinate that you can separate your emotions and love multiple people? I think that's what we get so confused about nowadays, is loving multiple people and having friends with multiple people. Because the idea of the current relationship, now notice I'm using relationship and not marriage. The current idea of one-on-one, whatever flavor you want to put that one-on-one box into, really hasn't been around that long. Maybe around the Victorian era is when that began occurring. Before then, it was arranged. You can go and have your little dances and your little barn raisings and your little happiness. But when it came down to marriage, it was totally a business agreement. Your family is marrying that person's family so that this can occur. Company mergers, deals, building of finances. Maybe your family needed some more money in it, because they were old money and there was new money coming in. Or it was for survival, i.e., the winter storm's really hard and you can use a man to be chopping wood while taking care of your 6 kids and his 5 kids because he needs somebody that can cook. That's how a lot of the marriages happened. But I find that within this industry, industry of love, that some terms really get overly used, and, they create them all the time. It drives me batty. Okay, one of the first terms that drives me batty, even though I use it, and I use it because it now has a better definition than what it used to, is soulmates. Everybody wants their soulmate. Everybody's looking for the soulmate. Yeah, and soulmates mean that you've had lives and maybe a relationship beforehand. That's kind of like having your first husband for your 4th husband. Sometimes there's issues to work out, and sometimes y'all guys have grown past those issues. So it's like, really? Are they that important? Well, how important was your first husband? It's a relationship. And the way that, a lot of more modern people think about soulmates is it's really just you dating. Oh, goodness. It's just you dating, someone you've dated before. It's not that significant. Guess what? Your first boyfriend, the little geeky one back in 5th grade, yeah, he was a soulmate. You had dated him before. Very rarely do you, especially anymore, because we've all had so freaking many lives. A lot of us are just getting ready to graduate out of this college and move into another plane of existence. So a lot of people have a lot of lives. They have a lot of existences. They have a lot of past ventures. And it gets really confusing when you start dealing with soulmates. because people go, well, that one wasn't my soulmate. We dated for 3 years and hooked up and, had a little boy, but we're not soulmates. No, you're not current soulmates. And, there it gets to be that thing of, okay, that's nice. And understanding where those soulmates and ideas of soulmates run into. And then you got to move into those other lovely terms. It came out probably the mid-'80s. Twin flames. Okay, did we run out of packaging, or did we just want to turn into another word to drive, word crazy? I don't know. But according to a lot of people, twin flames are your separation of your soul. Now think about this. Take a pizza, whole soul, separated, and split apart. And they took it from a Roman idea of creation, when supposedly man was made by Zeus, and he had 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 heads. But he got worried that man would be too powerful, and he separated his bodies. And then you search for your life to find your mate. It's a good historical story, but that's the fact that I must have had at least 8 or 9 hands, and who knows how many heads. That's the stuff nightmares are made out of. But it basically means you have a soul connection with a person, and you build that relationship in each life. Okay, so back to that first and fourth husband. He's your first husband, he's your second husband, he's your third husband, he's your fourth husband. And he is like repetitive. He's on the same scoring level you are, which is great. It's easy, We all have those people we went to kindergarten with, and then we went to high school with, and then we went to college with, and we went to postgraduate school with. Those were your twin flames of school. Well, everybody's searching for their twin flames of love, and it's not that complicated. People want to make it complicated. It's aggravating, especially when you decide to go for recess and you're still trying to get your history done, or you're sitting there waiting for them to get their history done so you can go to recess. I'm sure that that's past the point of aggravation and tiredism, and you just want to run and, scream and go screaming mad at things. But it's okay. It's not really that bad. Things really pull themselves together and functionize themselves out. So you got a few separations there. You've got a few different terms there. And then now they have another one. I guess, the book printing places ran out of something. And now they've got your karmic destiny mate. Please. I'm telling you, the marketing meetings of these things that come up with these lovely terms to just say your internal love, your repetitive viewer, your soul classmate that you come to. They're all the same. Soulmates, twin flames, karmic destiny mates. They're all the same. It's just marketers reprogramming and repurposing them. It'll probably be in a book. If you haven't heard about the karmic destiny mate, that'll probably be in a book, probably around mid-January, February, according to my sources. They've got to come up with something new because they ran out of topics about 2012 because, it's 2016. And we're still here. It really reminds me of Jeff Dunham's comedy routine where he talks about, different places, and him and Walter are conversating about how you like this and how you like this place and what do you think of this place. I really wish they would do one on 2012 and how we're still here. In 2013, we're still here. 2000, we're still here. And this happens every freaking century change. If you go back and look, in the 1800s, 1800, 1804, something like that, the world was going to end. So this whole big cult just went and jumped off the bridge. And that's kind of how relationships are. They keep adding these marketing terms and forget about what it's all about. And what it's all about is finding the love and how it fits together to have that fulfillment in life. And if it's 1 mate, 2 mate, 7 mate, 10 mate, 5,000 mates, yep, go check Solomon out. He was a little bit busy. I think they scheduled him for years. You'll find that those level of mates and those level of people you connect with on that soul-based level of building that internal love, of sharing that synchronicity. Doesn't matter what you call it, how many post-it notes you want to stick on it. Really gets me crazy when people start throwing post-it notes and judgments because of post-it notes. But when you do that, love can't fit in a box, and but post-it notes can. You can put those in a box, because you can put all those in a box that you want to stick with me, because I really don't care. The important things are communication, trust, understanding what your job is in their life. Yep, you have a job. If you're dating somebody, you have a job in their life. It may be their wake-up call. It may be their partner. It may be their dinner mate. It may be their trophy for the night, and then, whatever else. People get confused with that because they start doing a job, i.e., being the leader of the relationship, and they start being the leader. So they're calling, they're texting, they're saying, hey, pick me up Friday night. We'll go to dinner, maybe do a movie. I kind of been wanting to see The Conjuring 2, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And they go along, and they're doing all the communication, and the other person's just kind of relaxed and just replying back and replying back and replying back. And then you get tired and aggravated with it. Well, shouldn't he be calling me? No, that's what you're doing. You want to change up the job and be the one to be able to relax? Then tell him, it's your turn. You plan it. I'll be here when you figure out what you want to do. Also, and that's a hard thing to do because it sometimes takes someone 2 to 3 weeks to figure out, oh, you ain't doing your job. Okay, you were texting and entertaining me all day. Now you're not. And then they'll start coming back and going, hey, what's up? Do you not want to date anymore? What's the deal here? And that's when they realize that it's really, just a switch in energy. Okay? So that's where you start having a little bit of things because, I'm sorry, humans, we get comfortable with something, we'll continue doing it. Totally. I mean, think about it. How often do you, even though McDonald's is bad for you, you don't run through the drive-thru to get one of those cheeseburgers that I personally think they have like something in them. Same thing in relationships. And what I find interesting is that one relationship continues to another relationship that changes the modality of the relationships. If you look at your first relationship to your last relationship to the one you're currently in, you're going to see that they change and get better. And, it's a common fact that if you've been cheated on one relationship, the next relationship that you're healed from, meaning that you took time to go, oh, nope, ain't dating for a little while, not even dinner, I'm going to get used to me and being me again, that you do better in, and that the relationship is better. So, if someone has the modality to go cheat, which I don't understand why they'll go cheat, then you actually do better, so they benefit you. So it's a good lesson. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but it's a fact. And most times that's the relationship that becomes long-term because you're willing to put more time into it. And then you've got the ideas or the thoughts about jealousy. You want to kill a relationship real fast? Accuse somebody of cheating without proof. And, people come in package deals now. They have kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heck, I talked to someone the other day, and they had 7, and I'm like, hello, condoms were invented in the 1800s. Use them, because, we don't no longer need farm workers. And that's why families used to have 16, 17 kids. They need farm workers. Best way to have them is birth them out. But with, the jello, that package deal of building relationships, of figuring out where relationships are and how they are, you can't go separating the package. This ain't Burger King, honey. You can't go, oh, but I don't want fries with pets, and you can't be ordering the number 3. You need to get the number 1 who hasn't had children, doesn't have a baby mama, doesn't have an ex-wife, doesn't have past things that come along with them. You need to, you got to look at that when you're looking at applications. Can you deal with him being connected to this person who he used to have a relationship with for the next 30 years? I'm sorry, kids, 18's kind of cute, oh, I won't have to deal with her anymore. We won't have to pay child support. No, you don't, but you got to deal with her at Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, weddings, college graduations, babies being born. She ain't disappearing out of the picture. Neither is he. But it ain't your responsibility to deal with her. People don't get that anymore. Unless you're the baby mama or the baby daddy, you don't have to deal with them. But you do have to relax and let them deal with them. It's a package deal. Kids are a package deal. They come along. Forever ago when, you'd have 3 or 4 husbands because they all died. My grandmother, she married 13 times and she buried 12 of them. One of them ran off. But they all came with children. So, she had a lot of kids. She raised a lot of kids on her own. That was just what happened. Whether they were hers or not hers, they were still hers. And that gets kind of confusing when you're separating family trees out. That's just how it was. The family tree was the whole tree, whether a branch got added to it or a branch got took off of it. But we forgot that somewhere around the 70s. We forgot about that joint family relationships, and we got to get back to that. So that then changes the package of the relationships and what you want out of the relationships. And you've got to really work on sharing and figuring out your own ideas of what you want. The traditional 1 + 1 = 2, well, now you got many flavors of 1. Some come with hamburgers, others come with hot dogs, some come with French fries, some comes with a double shake of craziness. And that's when you got to evaluate, okay, that ain't my problem, but do I really want to have to deal with it? So, we're going to be taking calls from our co-hosts. We're going to take a little break here, and I'll be right back. And we're going to be taking your calls and hearing your ideas on relationships and the changes in them, and taking your questions. So we'll be right back.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Are you at a crossroads in your life? Or are you feeling stuck and not sure where to turn? We can help. Visit our website at psychic.biz from your computer, smartphone, or tablet, where you can get accurate readings and insight by speaking with any one of our tested advisors. We offer live chat, video sessions, one-on-one phone calls, and even email readings. We have several gifted psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and other healers from around the world who are available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your initial chat is always free, and our psychics do offer special prices and low per-minute rates. Visit us today at psychic.biz and get the guidance you need today for your tomorrow.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so we're going to take 856. 856, you're on the air.
Hi, Aeson. This is Laura in New Jersey.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Aeson?
Doing good, hon. How can I help you tonight?
Anything you're picking up about any big changes? Maybe
Big
relationships? Yeah.
Well, in general, I do see like you're going to go through some changes here, and it feels like arguments to bring you back together. And it feels, okay? Because it looks like you're really starting to pull stuff together with yourself.
What do you mean by that?
Okay. What I mean by that is if there is somebody in your life or was in your life that a problem or a situation pulls you back into that relationship zone.
Okay, well I think that might be a friend of mine that we were separated for a while, but we're going to be reconnecting because I was planning on going to visit probably this weekend or maybe even next weekend. And she lives in Virginia, so maybe that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, because it's talking about, problems and then fixing them and pulling them back together, honey. But what's your question? See, this is why I don't normally do general unless you're very much in front of me, is because it gives you something out of the left field, and it's like, huh, where's that fit in?
Well, no, that's good, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, so what's your question, sweetie?
All right, so I still haven't heard yet from that job, and I'm just wondering, you know how you said give it 3 months before you decide whether or not, so that kind of makes me wonder, is there going to be something about that job that I'm not going to be happy with, or, No.
The reason I say that is it can be very stressful. Learning new things, dealing with new schedules, dealing with new things. So you have to give it really 90 days for it to become a part of your life. And for you to become part of its life. Because, when we take a job, it's kind of like a relationship. And the first day, you really can't tell where things are. You really don't know how things are going to be until the first argument. The same thing with the job. Until you really get in there and get to doing it and it becomes part of your everyday life is when it becomes more comfortable for you. Okay?
So you see everything going well with
I do.
The relationship with the manager and all the other people, the team members, all that.
Yeah, and you all getting used to each other.
Okay, good. And then when do you think I'm going to hear about the job?
Let me take a look here. I'd say within about 2 weeks, dear, at most.
Now, are they going to give me the salary that I asked for? Because I had discussed it with her. She made it sound like, she said that I was in the ballpark, but then the HR guy said that was a little high.
No, it ain't high, honey. It's just fine.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, girl.
You
just got to relax, son. Oh, yeah, you'll do just fine. You stress out too much, sweetie.
I do, Aeson. I really do, and I wish I could figure out how to get that under control because I worry about everything.
You're right, and see, if you keep that, you're just standing out there in the middle of the water and not letting it float. Float you down. It's to get you where you're going. All you're doing is just stopping in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's just what happened? It was back in 2008 and 2009. And I lost my job, and then I was unemployed for a while, and then I took a minimum wage job, and I had to move in with a friend, and it was just a bad period of my life. So ever since then, I've lived in fear of not having enough money to get by on.
Right.
So
but see, that's where you're pausing yourself and kind of shooting your own self in the foot.
Yeah.
Is you're living in fear of not having enough money. You should have taken out of that, I can survive on very minimum, even though I accept more than what I should have.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You took the fear instead of the strength that lesson was supposed to give you there.
Yeah. But see, here's the reason why I learned the fear instead of the strength is because a friend of mine took me in, and without her help, I wouldn't have made it.
Right.
So that doesn't make me feel that I was strong, because without her, I wouldn't have been able to make it. You know what I mean?
But you did make it. And, you would have made it without her or with her. You had a there. Okay?
Yeah. I know. It's I want to get a house, and I worry that there's so much. I just worry financially.
Yeah. So what you do is when you get even with the job, when you got this one now, you put 3% into your savings account just for your worry fund. And then once you have enough to cover your expenses, like we talked about last week, then you can begin working on your other things in life. And that'll take the worry away because you have that little nest egg there.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Thanks, Aeson. I appreciate it. I do. I really
You're welcome,
appreciate
honey.
it. Thank you.
Well, anytime, hon.
I'm gonna just keep listening, okay?
Okay, hon.
Thanks. Have a good.
All right, let's go on to 813.
Hello.
813. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, hon. How can I help you?
Yes, my name is Nicole. I recently just reconnected with my husband. We've been separated since February. I just want to see what you see. I guess if we're going to come up. Okay, if we're going to get back together, or what do you see out of our marriage?
I feel you do get back together, but I'm going to tell you it's going to take some work. Because I don't think either one of you were happy when you separated. And it really had to do more with just everything. Because there was financial aggravation, there was emotional aggravation, and you both just needed to get away from each other. But probably by the end of August, he'll be home. Okay?
Good.
And you got to work on your communication. You need to work on letting him do, if you tell him to go and do something, don't repeat it. Just leave it as it is. I told you to go cut the grass. If you don't cut the grass, it'll grow up over top of the house. I ain't touching the lawnmower because I feel like that bugs him.
Right. We live in 2 different states. I offer him to move to Indiana, where I live at, and he seemed kind of interested. Do you see him moving? Okay. So do you see him moving to Indiana? Because he has an uncle that lives here.
No, he moved there to
Florida.
you, honey. Right, but he's going to move to Indiana.
Okay.
Okay.
Right now, he's dealing with a lot of legal stuff right now.
And that's his problem. He created it, honey.
I know. He told me on the phone today. He was like, I put myself in this situation. And he's well aware of it. And I've just been trying to stand by him as his wife and support him and try to be there for him.
Right.
And
that's what he needs to happen, honey. And you need to be the balancer, but he's got to take care of him.
Oh, I know. He does, but I mean, like I said, he's a good
guy, and I feel like it'll be a good relationship. You guys just have to rework and rebuild your communication.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you feel that he is also still in love with me too?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Okay. Yeah, because he said he loved me.
Right, and he does. He just didn't want to drag you down, and things just weren't working.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because there was another girl involved that kind of made things bad.
Yeah, she was a Band-Aid to the situation. Okay, it was basically, I'll take the exit ramp and see where it gets me, and there was no, quick, fast food there, so he gets off of it and moves on back onto the interstate with you.
Yeah, that was the reason why we kind of split, because he was like, I love her, I don't love you anymore. He was chasing her, and she was kind of like, I don't know, she was kind of like, I don't want nothing to do with you, but if you have money, I'll be your best friend. She was only after him for his money.
She was only after him for his problems. And that's all it was a Band-Aid, and it fell off, honey.
Because she was kind of going back and forth between her ex and my husband. So it's like, when things went bad with my husband, she was never there. But when, she was kind of like, okay, let's party, let's go hang out, let's do this, that, and third. She was kind of like the kind of girl, let's hang out. We got money, let's go hang out, let's drink, let's do whatever. But when he was in a bad situation, she'll go back to her ex.
Found. Well, there was nowhere to be found. Exactly, and that is just, like most friends. Some are fair other friends that are there through the thick and that are only there when it's good for them. And then there's others that, you just want to you need to fire them. And, you got to realize the position that she held. She was a temporary employee in the company called His Life. And she's no longer there. The issues are still there with the communication, and now she's gone. So take it for what it is. Don't be dwelling on it. Just move on past it and rebuild that communicational trust.
Yes, that's what I have. Like I said, he called me from, right now he's incarcerated. He called me from where he's locked up at, and we talked for, I guess, about 2 hours or so, and we connected, and it just felt like I got the man back that I married, basically.
Because he's had time to get out of the crap that he was in. Yeah, because he was with the wrong people, involved with the wrong people.
Yeah,
totally the wrong people.
Yeah. And not only that, he was also on, has a substance abuse problem, but he's been in there since May, so he had time to get clean and sober, and he's talking about joining, going to go to rehab and stuff like that to get himself straightened out and go to meetings and stuff.
So, which is what he needs to do, because he needed that emotional growth that this has occurred. Okay. So take the blessings from it and leave the garbage where it belongs in the trash can.
Oh, I am. Like I told him, I said, I'll stand by you. I mean, I'm here for you, and I had told him I'll support him. I told him I love him. He goes, I love you too. And he goes, I appreciate that you're here. You're like the only, because like he even said himself, he's like, you're the only thing I have right now. Everybody just kind of deserted me.
As they would have and should have, because he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. So he kind of showed a lot of gratitude towards me, and I was just being loving and supportive towards him. Be like, I'm here for you. I'm gonna stand by you. I'm your wife. I battle you. No matter what goes on. And he was kind of down on himself, and like I put myself in this situation, and I said it doesn't matter what happened. Know that you're loved, and people do love and care about you.
And after that, realize you fucked up and fix it.
I didn't want to go too harsh, because he was already feeling.
Well, you need to do that harshness. If you're just sweet and nice and loving, and then he comes home and he doesn't do anything except sit on the couch, and by the third day you're ready to just hang him, then you're not going to get to where you need to be at.
Right. That's true.
Okay. So you got to be real with him, and you got to be direct with him, and you got to say, okay, you've got to do A, B, and C to get where we need to be at.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome, darling. You have a great evening.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, moving on. Let's go to 780. 780, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi. Who do we have?
You have Delphine.
Hi, and what's your birth date, and how can I help you?
October 7th, 1978.
Okay, and how can we help you?
My question is, I met a guy with a guy Christopher by cohost.
Honey, you're breaking up really, really bad.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
What? Yeah, now I can. Now, you were saying you met somebody?
Named Christopher, yes.
Yes. How can I help you with Christopher?
I was just wondering, how do you see that going?
Let me take a look here. I feel like it goes okay. It's a little rough to start out with. I feel like there's some jealousy about some other people that tries to cause drama. But if you just sit back and do nothing, it actually turns into a really good thing for you. Okay?
You know,
and I feel like that there's
drama already.
I feel like people trying to cause drama around him. Okay? Kind of like people saying, oh, don't date this one, don't date that one because of A, B, and C. Oh, you don't want to date that because of this, this, and that. Ignore it. Okay?
Okay, so you see things going smoothly after that?
After that, yeah. But you got a little bit of a little drama storm to go through first, okay?
Oh, wow. Okay, because I just met him, so I don't...
Right. Don't be surprised if people don't have opinions on him.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. All right,
hon. You have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Okay. Now we're going to take a call from Oz. 111.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who do we have?
This is Akanksha.
And how can I help you, dear?
I'm looking for a job shift to London, and I haven't heard back yet. So I was hoping if you can see anything around that, and as to when will I leave around that as well.
I feel like you'll take that shift probably around within about the next week is when you hear back from them. Okay? And I feel like it's a good thing for you. It looks to me like it's a little pause, though, before you started.
Okay.
Okay?
So the pause would be like a few months or?
No, a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yes. That sounds great.
Yeah, it'll be a really good thing for you, though. I feel like it really brings you up to where you need to be.
Oh. Yes, I've been waiting for a very long time, like almost a year now.
Yeah, but you only got about another week and a half of it.
Thank God. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good evening.
Thank you. Good evening.
Wow. That was, I don't know. Is it just me or does the call sound like they're coming from far away? You know, I do tend to be a global advisor, and I get calls from all over the place, and I so enjoy looking at different types of wives and different things. All right, let's go to 347. 347, you're on the air.
Hi, Aeson.
Hi. Who we got?
This is Tamika.
Hi, Tamika. How can I help you, dear?
Just wanted to know what you see for me with moving, because I really just need to move in, but I don't really see a way for it to be able to happen.
I feel like you do move, and while you need to do it, you really don't get to do it probably for a month. Okay? It looks to me like you need to take some action steps there. Okay? And once you get those action steps in place, you make the move easily. Okay? And I don't want you stressing over it because that'll just slow it down.
I'm trying not to. It's just I don't really have the income right now to move. I pay the rent where I live. Where I live is kind of like an expensive part of New York. And the rent is very expensive here.
Right. But I feel like you're going to be able to do that. Okay? And I feel like you find a different place that's much cheaper and easier for you to handle.
I'm not working right now.
Yeah, give that about another week and a half. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, hon.
Well, thank
you have a good evening.
Thank you too.
All right. So we're going to move right along to 301. 301, you're on the air.
Just listening.
Just listening? Okay. And then we'll go to 219. 219, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, who do we have?
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. How can I help you tonight?
Yes, I'm wondering about is there a possibility of getting approved for a loan? Is that something hopeful?
I feel you get approved for the loan, but it looks to me like they're going to want some more paperwork.
Okay.
Okay. So as long as you turn in the paperwork, I feel like you'll get it just fine. Now, it looks to me like then you get into a really busy period, so that while the loan comes at the right time, you're going to be able to really take care of what you need to take care of, but then you're going to be taking on more things, so you're going to be able to take care of the loan faster than what you're looking at.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay? And I feel like that you'll do really well with that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great evening.
You too.
All right. So we'll go to 561. You're on the air. 561. All right. Guess they're just listening. All right. Let's go to 980. 980, you're on the air.
Hi, Aeson. This is Emily. How are you?
Doing good, honey child. How are you?
I'm doing okay personally, given the situation right now. I can't really complain. Yeah, everything is kind of crazy
all
right
over
now.
The place?
Yeah, all over the place. Really, really scary.
No, it's really, really starting to grow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll come to something one day.
It will.
The social media thing, the whole social media thing, I've had interaction kind of indirectly with this guy. We both know who we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was towards someone who's kind of out there. I know him personally, and so does this guy.
Right.
And I made a point earlier today, and I know this sounds so shallow. I know it does, but I made a comment that he liked. Now, mind you, we don't communicate. Was it merely just a simple point being made and it sounded nice, or was it something more than that?
I feel like it was simple. He liked what you said. That's
awesome.
it. Awesome. Nothing more, nothing deeper. He just liked it. See, here's the thing. You can take social media as so serious as the newspaper, or you can take it as what it is, which is social media. If you look at it, everybody's life is happy and grand and sweet, or in the pits.
Right.
Okay? Or they're being a little bit smart alecky, so they're being a little bit of a smart ass. But
yeah, there's been a lot of that.
Okay? He does not take social media serious at all. You could post on there that you're moving to Germany and he would like it. Even though he knows there's no way you'd move to Germany in any circumstance.
Right. It's all make-believe.
Right. It's all make-believe. It's all fairyland. It came out of that D&D mentality back in the 80s. And then it moved into fantasy land when we went into Yahoo Chat. And now we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. And it's all fantasy stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Not real. not real. It's not, the real ordeal. It's just pure fantasy. And that's the way you got to treat it, because he didn't give it 3 seconds of a thought.
Awesome. I mean, I just wanted to know. That's all. I just wanted to know.
Oh, I know, honey. I know.
Because I never thought that he would even do that much. That's why I just kind of threw me off.
Yeah, but he did do that much, and he, is going to probably like some more stuff and comment on some stuff that he likes. Okay, because y'all do have shared interests and shared friends.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, you're right.
Baby girl, it's life. You two got to the point that you really liked each other and liked each other's things, and then you had a stress break, and then you came back and you had another stress break. That happens.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
Yeah, it is. And you can choose to change it or keep it.
No, I couldn't lose. But it's still a process. I'm not even going to lie.
Yep.
It's a process. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, honey.
You have a wonderful
good
night.
evening. You too, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, dear.
Bye.
All right. Well, we're almost at the top of the hour, which means that, we're almost done with the show. But, guys, we've now got shows 6 nights a week, 2 shows on Tuesdays, Psychic Biz, which is over, Psychic Biz Live, which is over on our YouTube channel, which if you go over there and either type in Psychic Biz Live or Aeson Knight, it'll pop up, and you can watch us and interact with us in chat and, get your questions answered. And, that's a group of about 6 of us that join and sit down and talk about something. This week we're talking about all those new labels and all the Post-it notes that psychics like to stick on them, and, what's the difference between a master psychic and a spiritualist intuitive, and, all that. And then before that, literally right before it, Sonia comes over here and she has the Oracle's Point of View, which is a really good show. Real nice person, real enlightened. I love her point of view. And, you can listen to that at 6:30 on Tuesdays. And, of course, Wednesdays, we've got the Psychic Coffee Shop where me and Rainey sit down and have fun and bring information to you and share some hot topics, which people seem to really like, our points of view on hot topics. We've actually thought about just doing a show on just hot topics, and sometimes that happens. And we've now, sometimes we'll extend the show out 90 minutes because, we have a lot to say, and y'all guys have a lot to say. And then, of course, Thursday nights, you can be right here at 11 with me for Conversations with Aeson, where you guys turn into my co-host, and we talk and we share ideas and thoughts and, different things. Then on Friday nights, we have a 2-hour show called Radio Terra, and that's with Rez. Now, she's one of our newer hosts, and she's really, really awesome. And then on Saturdays at 5:30, it's 5:30 in the afternoon, 10 o'clock UK, TJ Psychic comes on with Spindle, and he helps you weave a new life for yourself, and I really like that. And then on Sundays, wrapping up our week, we have Divine Angel with Angel Messages. And she talks all about angels, communication, and different ways to bring that into your life. So we got a lot of good things. And what's really cool is you can reach us off air over at psychic.biz, who sponsors this show. And they're having their latest coupon is Summer 16, and that's $5 free. And if you've not signed up for an account, you automatically get $5 when you sign up for the account. And then since you're a listener of ours, when you deposit $15 and use the coupon code COFFEE, spelled just like the drink, then they're going to give you another $10 free. And you can use that with any of the advisors on there. There's about 84 right now. And those are ones who have been able to make it through their testings. They're one of the few places that have tested advisors. They just don't go in and fill in a profile. They check out everything, your credentials, your diplomas, your name, your accuracy. It's one of the few sites that I work with that, I know I'm working with good advisors. I know I'm working with authentic people. I know I'm working, if the picture shows a blonde girl, then she's blonde in real life. Because a lot of people don't use their real pictures. They go and they'll hire a model, or they'll buy a model pack, and they can choose which one they want to look at. But what's really cool about psychic.biz, and they can't get away with it here, is they have video chat, and they have regular chat, and they have phone consultations and email-based services. But you can also access this on our mobile, because as you heard tonight, we've been in a few cars, we've been out on the streets of New York, so you can really reach us anywhere you want to by just typing in psychic.biz. Well, guys, that's all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, because we do upload our shows in case you missed something. And we will talk to you. See, I'll be back Tuesdays with psychic.biz, and Rez will be in tomorrow night with Radio Tarot. Have a great night, y'all.